What's up, Goofy Geekers?
Fixing my pants.
You had all this time to fix your pants.
I chose no.
No, you guys, look at us. Really cut off over there.
Oh, I'll push over. There you go. Is that better?
Yeah. Here.
Oh, I can't see anything.
Sorry, we're a hot mess. What else?
I know. What happens is that you get up and you have to turn on the 1,000 things we have to turn on.
Right. We need a cameraman. Who wants to apply? You got the job.
Oh, that's our life.
Are you kidding me?
No.
It's also not straight.
Oh,
Do you
okay.
have to stop and say it again?
I mean,
Oh, there we go. There we are. Oh my gosh, I hate technology. That's why no one watches it anyway. See, it doesn't count as one when it's my account.
Yeah.
It counts as you.
Yeah,
when
because
you're...
I was a different account.
Right.
I was watching your live.
All right, guys, are we ready?
Did you see that last week?
I know we were a mess last week.
well,
So, he's like,
Oh wait,
"You
first
told
of
me-"
all, I'd like to welcome Sam.
Hi, Sam.
hi.
Thanks for being part of our
Welcome
podcast.
Make sure you talk into the microphone, though.
I know.
Cool. Doesn't talk. Great. Perfect.
Yeah, so our last podcast was doing the Family Feud, and we were disasters.
Yeah, we were.
And then we're
We
like,
got
oh, no
everything
one's
wrong.
watching anyway. And it was like, oh, there's one person. And she's like, oh, there's one. She goes, oh my God, that's us. So,
My
like-
biggest
Oh
fan.
my God, it's us.
so it was just us watching. So we were like, I don't know, we were horrible.
Yeah.
That was horrible.
You always think that you got the right one.
You
and
know,
then you're
when we
like,
watch TV, I'm like, bam, bam,
Right.
bam, bam. Did it live? I'm like,
I don't even know my name.
The birthday one. I don't care what you say. I would never
Yeah.
say a party,
Graduation.
a graduation, a
Above
family
birthday?
party. And there was no birthday. It wasn't even
Right.
part of the first three.
Right.
Okay, Sam just gave me that look
Sam's
like.
just so confused.
What the hell's going on right now?
You're a fake fan.
Probably.
That's what's happening.
So what are we doing tonight?
We're doing another Am I the Asshole?
All right.
So I'm going to read a situation and we have to see if who's the asshole in this
You should have read the
situation.
poop knife.
Excuse me?
The poop knife? Have you never seen that Reddit story?
No.
They have like a rusty ass knife hanging in their basement.
Oh,
'Cause they, like,
yeah, I did. Do you want to share with the rest of the world?
I cannot remember the rest
If
of
you know,
it.
you know. If not, go
She's
read
like,
it.
I don't know, but that's a good one.
Everybody knows. Everybody knows.
And if they don't know, they
That
need to
has
Google.
to be like the most famous Reddit story.
All right.
Just for the record, we don't have it. Moving along.
Anyway.
This one is, am I the asshole for not being my friend's... not obeying my friend's husband when he wanted me to leave their house. I, 26 female, visited... What the fuck is that word?
Albeit unannounced.
Okay. My best friend, 24 female, and her husband, a few nights ago and around 10 p.m. Yeah, at around 10 p.m. Hey, Sonny. I'm aware of the habits and know they wouldn't be asleep for a good 2 to 3 hours. I wanted to discuss something important with my friend. The husband was very unwelcoming towards me and wanted me to leave immediately as they were getting ready for bed. My friend excused her husband's behavior and offered me tea and snacks. The husband pulled her away to discuss the issue. I wasn't able to hear what he had told her, but he did raise his voice numerous times. They came back to me, my friend crying and the husband shouting that I'm not welcome and he won't be able to sleep if I stay. Mind you, they have a 3-story house and the master bedroom is on the 3rd floor. I told him there is no way he was going to hear us talk from that distance and it's none of his business anyways. He went up fuming and told his wife they'll discuss this in the morning, but she should get ready for sleeping in the guest bedroom as he'll lock the master bedroom door. My friend assured me that it's going to be alright and I shouldn't be bothered with the husband. Am I the asshole for staying though? I can't help but wonder if I caused trouble for my friend.
Nah, he's definitely the asshole.
Yeah. Well,
It's like so dramatic.
first of all, if you're married, it's a two-way street.
Yeah.
Like the boss and I, we're not married, but it's her friends are my friends.
Mm-hmm.
And if her friends came over crying at 3:00 in the morning, I might be like, gee, it's really late. What's going on? And then she's like, oh my gosh, this is happening.
Right.
I'd probably be like, oh,
Yeah.
I get it. And now if she knocked on my door and was like, "Hey, let's party,"
Right,
I might
that's a
be
different
I
story.
might be the asshole. I might be like, "Bitch, we're sleeping. Get out of here!" Like, I love you lots, but I don't love you at 3:00 in the morning. Like, you got to go. No, I don't. I think. Well, I don't understand. Because there's so many people that get into their routines. Because I know husbands and wives that are like this, and wives that are like this. It's like we're married, have our routine, we're in, have our hot cocoa at 8:00,
Right.
we're in bed by 9:00, we go to sleep by 10:00 because we watch TV in bed or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like if they break it up, they can't sleep or something. And it's like, I know actually couples who can't go to bed without each other too. And I always just think like,
I don't like.
Hell no, I love going to bed without Joey. Give me the head start and falling asleep without somebody in my way.
I do like that. I don't like going to bed like for the full night without Kelsey. Like
Yeah,
I like to
right.
have somebody there.
Right,
But like
right.
I go to bed without her all the
We'll get
time.
there eventually. Get there eventually.
well, I had an ex that I used to go to bed, and she would come to bed at like 4:00 in the morning, 3:00 in the morning, or whatever, like whatever time. And at first, I would wake up and be a little annoyed and like come, because she'd be in the basement or something, or I'd be like, "What are you doing?" And she'd be on the phone or watching TV, and I'd be like, "What are you doing?" She'd go, "I'm not tired," and I'm like, "Yeah, because you're like, you sleep some of the day away,
Right.
like that's why you're up all night." But for me, I just can't imagine if a friend came over in distress, and it's a friend.
Right.
I probably, and of course, it might be different. It was a guy friend, and it'd be like, okay, I'm going to stay here. I mean, think about this. Would you want any of your loved ones if another the opposite sex come in and like, oh, you can go to bed? I'd be like, eh.
Yeah, but this is the same.
Yeah, I know this is the same sex.
Not that you
I'm
Yeah.
trying to make the comment of like maybe as a guy I probably, and I don't get lock the door. Like
Yeah.
in the master bedroom, like what's she gonna do? Be like, can't sleep? Can you push over? Like she's not 5.
Well, I think he meant more locked it so that way she couldn't come to bed and like discuss it.
He
or
locked it
whatever.
just to be an asshole. He
Yeah.
locked it to be
Yeah.
an asshole.
Yeah, like I don't get any of that. Like that just seems stupid to me. Do I think she's an asshole for staying?
No.
No.
No, control your man.
Yes.
Control your man.
I kind of agree with that. Like a little, even though I don't agree with controlling anybody, but I kind of get that moment of like, hey, enough.
Yeah.
But I don't think I still could have stayed if it was me as that girl.
Because that already like
I
caused
would
tension.
I would already be like,
you know what? You're right. I should go.
yeah, because if they argue for the rest of the night, or she bangs on the door, or I'm like, I'm not gonna sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because if they're gonna have a hot fight, you ain't sleeping.
Right.
You're not gonna. If anything, you're gonna hear them scream upstairs, and you're just gonna be like, you'll hear from the 3 stories. She's my friend. I don't care. And then furniture getting thrown, and you're like, yeah, I think I should go. No, it's not about you. You're fine.
There's a few things that she'd like to address too.
Okay.
So I guess
Ooh, there's more.
Avid.
edits to the Reddits.
I'm avid.
She's like, go on.
Get into the edits.
So number 1, I wanted to announce my pregnancy to my friend that I got confirmed by the OBGYN that day. I was on the road trip circling between friends and family, and she was my last stop. That's why I was so late. Before getting married and moving in with her husband, she would do the same, i.e. come to my house unannounced at random times. This happened at least 3 to 4 times. Regarding her being in an abusive relationship, they've been together for 5 years at least, so yeah, she was young when they met. He likes to keep her to himself, as he often puts it, and decides whether she can meet friends or if it's their alone time, and shouldn't go out because she was with friends already X amount of times that week or month. And number 4, it's true that I might have cock-blocked him or them, but my friend was in jeans and a full makeup, so it was nowhere near bedtime for her. Plus, it's not like they can have sex literally any other time.
Okay. Literally all 3 of those, besides the whole that he's an abusive husband, is all like you're blaming, like you're just looking for something to blame. That's like saying, well, I tripped and fell and hit the doorknob. One of those tricks. Like, come on. That's all stupid.
I mean, these people are brutal, though, on the internet.
I know. Like, if you're pregnant, again, it's the same thing. It doesn't matter. I mean, Like, I would never imagine that. I mean, I can't imagine going to your closest friend's house and, like, your life is... Well, that's a happy thing, but what happened if it wasn't happy? Well, we didn't know, but I was saying, what happened if it was a horrible thing? What happened if her father had passed away or something like that, and that's your closest friend?
Right.
I wouldn't want
And
someone...
now your husband's telling you that you can't be friends?
Right, so I have a rule in my house. Like, this is legit. If anyone calls me and they're drunk, it doesn't matter what time, I'll go pick them up.
Yeah.
I don't care who it is because of me having the I was an alcoholic and seeing a lot of my friends die or be really badly injured with car accidents.
Right.
I don't care who it is, and I've told Shannon I get a phone call tomorrow from your older sister. Be like, Ashley called me. I'm like, she doesn't talk to me, but if she needs a ride, I'll.
Right.
You could call me. I come
I'm
pick
the
you. I
same
just
way.
wouldn't.
Lock
It just-
that away for next week.
No, because
You can
I
only
would
pick
never.
one of us up at a time.
Because I just couldn't do that. I couldn't have that conscious.
Right.
Like, if you're calling because you need a ride,
Yeah.
you need, like, it's serious, especially if you're drunk. Because I know people that I've called and been like, I'm drunk, I need a ride, and they've been like, oh no, dude, I'm sleeping, I'm in bed, like, you want me to die? Like, well, yeah, well, then I don't have to give you a ride. Like,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Nah. So that's kind of like the same thing. My door would always be open to these people. I could
Right.
Yeah.
could never be. You know, we all
Would it
say
be
that.
And what if like this pregnancy announcement, like she's had so many miscarriages or trouble
Right.
trying?
Yeah, I know.
or
We're
whatever,
making
you know?
we're making whatever, but
Right.
we can make this good or bad.
Right.
And whatever it is, as a real friend,
Right.
it shouldn't be. Just shouldn't be.
Yeah.
At least that's how I feel about it.
So
It's-
I think he's the asshole, but it's a little awkward that she stayed.
Yes, I'm going to say it's awkward. I couldn't do it. I couldn't
Yeah.
stay. There's been moments I've been with really good friends' houses that something's going on, and I'm like, I think we need to go. Why? Because you can feel the tension already, or that dirty look, and
We're
you're
just
like,
used to it, Sam and Joey.
Hey, yo!
We're like, oh, mom and dad are fighting again.
Mom and Dad. No, but I have been over a couple's houses that something has been said, and you get that. I've had her look at him, and I remember being like, we got to go. And she's and I was like, why? We're having fun time. I'm like, yeah, but these two aren't going to be. And you know, as soon as you left the house, it was going to be World War III in the house.
Right.
Can't believe you said that to them. That was private, or what have you. Well, you know, I've been in a few of those. And you're just like,
Period.
and you're like, you want to open the window and just jump out. You're just like, get out of here. So I agree. I think I wouldn't have stayed. I wouldn't have stayed for $1 million.
Right.
I've been like, I'll just talk to you another day.
Right. Go settle that.
Because wouldn't that put stress on you? And if you were pregnant, like if you were,
Right.
what would that put stress on you?
Yeah.
If they started fighting while you were trying to sleep?
Is she sleeping over, or was she just?
I thought she said she was going to spend the night. Didn't she? Oh, did I lose track of that?
I don't remember.
No, she just said that she knew that they weren't going to bed for another couple of hours.
Oh,
so
I thought
that's
she
why
said. I thought she said she was.
No, she just wanted to stay and discuss.
Oh, okay, my fault. I thought she was going to spend the night. Sorry,
No.
sorry, I heard that wrong.
Yeah, she was gonna sleep right in between them like an Oreo cookie.
I thought she said in the guest room. Oh my god.
No, she's staying. He wants his
No,
wife to stay.
Wait, it's
in
in
the
the
guest
guest room. Okay,
Yeah.
my bad. I misunderstood it. All right, go ahead.
You
Next
picked
one.
long ones.
I know. She's.
Long one.
if it was Sam, she's like, I went outside. Am I the asshole?
Yep. Poop knife. No said.
Did I go outside? Yes.
Am I the asshole for represent? Oh my god.
No, I don't think it said. Oh my god.
Misrepresenting.
You should just read these. Am I the asshole for
Still fucks it out. Okay, that's okay. Take your time.
Oh my god, I'm having 5th grade flashback of the kid next
Yo,
to me.
popcorn reading. I'm getting popcorn right now.
How do you say that word again?
Misrepresenting.
Misrepresenting my home. A year ago, I bought my own home due to the big C going around.
The what? What did she say? Bitch really said the big C?
Isn't the big C usually referred to as COVID?
I would assume that's what it is, but...
I mean, cancer, not COVID.
No.
I don't think-
cancer's really making its rounds like COVID is, but...
I get it, but usually, whatever.
I've never heard somebody say that
Now
in my
that
life.
6 hours later, you can hit the button.
Yeah. Wait, can you read that again, please?
The big C.
Oh, it doesn't even work because I just did. Son of a gun. You know what? I don't even care what anyone says.
That's what she said.
Ew, not even going to the other screen. This is going to be.
Okay. Due to COVID going around, people haven't visited me. It's no big deal. I'm an introvert and prefer it that way. Now I always tell people that I live in a 1-bedroom apartment. To me, it's true. There's only one bed, although when advertised for sale, it was a 3-bedroom apartment. While there are 2 other bedrooms vacant, they are quite small, and I turned one into a classroom and the other into a library. My cousin recently found out what I did and was furious, saying that it was cruel of me to not be honest because he knew I had a 3-bedroom apartment when then he could have moved in last year when he was having issues with his ex and had to go back and live with his parents. It takes longer for him to get to work. Well, at his point, there's no way I would have had space for him and all his stuff and mine. The bedrooms barely fit a queen-size bed. I enjoy living alone and am not interested in living with him either. My mother also thinks it's misleading because she thought I lived in a tiny 1-bedroom place with no space for anything.
Have these people never been here?
So wait a minute.
Just
My
wondering.
first question is: if he bought the house, where is
It's
he?
an apartment, right? Oh, no.
No,
the
he
other
said he
guy.
bought a house.
Yeah, right.
Right? Where is he saying he lives in a one room? Like where is he like announcing in the paper? Hey, I have a 1-room.
No, he's just probably telling people,
everybody?
Yeah. So like, I
So-
bought a home. It's a 1-bedroom.
One bedroom home.
Yeah.
So it was a bathroom, kitchen. Okay, I got you. Okay, so wait a minute. Who is he? The asshole? Are we thinking
Yes, is he the
Yeah.
asshole?
asshole for what?
No,
Telling
she
people-
wants to know if she's the asshole. Because she misrepresented her home.
Yeah,
'cause she-
whoever
yeah.
this person is.
Oh, okay, that's a she. Okay.
It doesn't say anything about it. It
I mean,
just
I
says
don't.
this person.
I don't necessarily think she's the asshole.
Well, if
Like,
she,
she
I don't think
doesn't-
she's.
She's not obligated to have anybody.
live
She's
in there.
obligated to do whatever the hell she wants. She pays the bills, whatever.
It's her house. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I don't think it's. I
And
don't.
if she doesn't want a lot of stuff,
And it-
then that's on her. Like her mom was worried about her not having enough space for everything.
If she made one into a craft room and made one into I think she has enough space.
Right.
Most people don't even have a craft room.
Right.
Not. I'm just.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a craft room? Sam? You look like a crafty person.
She likes to
I like to start it and never finish it.
Yeah, she likes to find the dollar store like crafts and
Yeah.
then buy everything. Start it.
I can't tell you how many wreaths I
She's
tried
like-
to make. I
She's
can't
like,
tell you.
she's like, I can't
Just
tell
a
you how many
graveyard.
paint by numbers. That's only at one.
Yeah, seriously.
Not why. I just don't understand. I don't understand why we all feel we need to be. No, I don't understand how people. I'm trying to think how to word this. How people from the other side, whoever it is, feel we're obligated to do something for them.
Right.
Yep.
I never understand that. Like, I own a house, and it's not my job to get you a room or for you to. I can offer it to you. I have the right to decide if I want you to live there with me or don't want you to live there. I never understand why people feel the need that it. Well, you should have told me. Like, why is it my job?
Right.
So you have to
And-
drive farther.
And her cousin was mad that he couldn't move in.
That's what I'm
and
saying,
She was
yeah.
gonna.
Like, why is it
just
my
like,
job?
Oh, come live with me.
She's, well, I had to move in with my parents. Yeah, well,
Sounds like a you problem.
guess what? If I lost my house, I'd be moving in with my parents too. Like,
Right.
you know, like,
Right.
I don't get that.
Yeah.
I don't get why we feel obligated. I mean, we can do it because we want to. Like, if I mean, like, I just don't understand. Like, if I became homeless tomorrow, that I go knock on someone's door and someone said, no, you can't stay here, that I'd be like, oh, thanks a lot. You're supposed to do this. You're
Right.
supposed to
I
be
feel like
my
it's
friend.
also like the family thing. Like he probably feels like because he's family that she should.
But
have-
why do we have to feel like? Because it's not our jobs. Do we understand? Like, I always look at the whole. I'm old fashioned, so this is why I'm going to really show my age here. Is that, you know, 18, you're on your own, you're an adult, you got to learn stuff. And now I understand that we're here to help. Like, there are people that go back to their parents' house and say, yeah, we're going to help you, but they're not meant to be there till they're 30 still living with mom and dad. It's time to live life. And yeah, it's hard. I know. I read a comment on one of our posts on the Goofy Geek talking about how it's so much easy. It's harder out there in the world. Well, it was hard back then because it was the same thing except slightly different. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get the gas wasn't $3.50, but we only made. I remember when you only made $5 to $6 an hour. Mm-hmm. That was a lot of money. That was minimum wage, and that was decent money. Not great money, but if you got $10, holy cow! But you go to the movies for, I think it was $3 something to go to a movie. Mm-hmm. I know you just made that face. Like I remember being in 8th grade and going to movies for like dirt cheap, but it wasn't dirt cheap.
Right.
Yeah, it's all proportional.
Right, it is. It's all proportional. So it's really no different than it was back then, and it's harder. People are like, well, there's no jobs out there. There was no jobs when I was a kid. What do you think? They just don't?
There's plenty of jobs out there right
Yo,
now. Everyone's
seriously,
hiring.
every place you go has a hiring sign.
Yeah, and the question is, and I understand it. There's this thin line of, hey, I need to get paid this much to pay my bills. I agree with that. There are some things that I'm not trying to get into politics, but there are some things that didn't go from for president or whomever, like right. From the next group. I remember it used to be when I was a kid. My mom's an accountant. I remember it used to be you used to have to give a raise every quarter out of a year. Not quarter, I'm talking about like a quarter of a year, mm-hmm. and you would have to give like 5 cents, 10 cents, 25 cents, like whatever. And then what happens is that's how you would get your raise / life, your balance out. So all of a sudden at the end you'd be making what you should be making, and the world was kind of staying balanced. Now they got rid of that quite a few years ago, and all of a sudden now we're not having that. You're not giving me that 5 cents every 10 cents, so. Mm-hmm. Now everyone's like, oh, we need $20 for minimum wage to survive. But if we had just done that whole 5, 10, even 20 cents, we would be at $20 now if you think about it. Because, what is it? So we're talking almost more than 20 years it's been stopped, maybe 15, somewhere in that, between all the presidents that stopped it, I believe, roughly. You would be a different marker than it is now, but it's not happening, and everyone looks as the businesses are being at the bad guys because they're not doing it, right? But they're not being told to do it, so why would you do it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so I look at it that way, but I also look at it as a person who's working, such as a young generation or even me. Like, why am I not getting that raise every quarter? Because then my by the end of the year, you'd be 50 cents, whatever. And then if you keep adding it up so many years, you'll be at $20.
Yeah.
That's what's kind of broken. So I understand the fighting of like the whole I don't want to work. Right. I understand the other side. No, nobody wants to work.
Who wants to work? Am I right, ladies?
guys too. There's plenty of guys that are like, I don't want to work. And things are different. The world's changed a lot. Mm-hmm. I love the fact that we're all equal. I love the fact that we're all doing this, but it's this weird type of things going on that's kind of broken, and it needs to kind of be fixed where, and like I said, the quarter thing, every quarter you get that whole, I get a bonus and I've been on this job. Mm-hmm. And then, businesses have to take that punch every quarter, but then instead of the bread going from $2 to $10 in one pop, if you know what I'm saying, or you'd be like, oh my gosh, it would be like it would gradually go up. It'd be like, oh, I'll 2 cents here, 2 cents here, and then all of a sudden we would get to the 10, but it'd be not a culture shock. Mm-hmm. That's kind of what I feel is happening. I know everyone has their opinion, and I respect whatever people's opinions because I know I'm trying not to be too political about it.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I kind of forgot what the story was about.
Sam dozed off. She was like, he started talking. I fell asleep.
Like, what are we talking about?
This is the home
How
one.
did we get
the
here?
home one? No, it's just the working. That he's like, oh hey, I lost my apartment and I had to go live with my parents and I had to drive twice as far and this and that. I feel obligated to do stuff.
Well, go get a job at a corner store. Cry me a goddamn river.
She's tough.
Time to duel!
Wow, that was so aggressive for no reason.
I told you some allowed. Some allowed, some are soft.
Anyway, I'm gonna fix this because my back is out here hurting. I need some support.
You want this one too?
I was gonna put it this way so it like, you know what I mean?
You want the cat?
Yeah, dude. And then all I can hear is her snoring, and my ADHD is just not having a good time.
Alright.
Anyway, sorry.
That's my butt.
That's my phone. Don't get excited.
My grandma watches this.
Sorry, Grandma.
Which grandma?
Pat.
Oh,
Kiki too. Kiki's cool.
Kiki cool with it.
So is grandma.
Grandma's cool with it too.
Would I be the asshole if I stopped talking to my daughter because she's becoming too much?
What the fuck? I'm sorry, can I swear? Because
Yeah,
that just came out.
trust me. So does Jesse's.
Girl, what the hell? If that was the case, my mom would have disowned me a long ass time ago.
Oh, wow.
Anyway.
Well, let's find out what the
I'm
too
sorry,
much
go
is.
ahead.
Find out what the too much is first.
Some of these are really funny, by the way. At
Yeah.
least the headlines.
Okay.
I mean, that one got me.
She's down.
Would I be the asshole if I stopped talking to my daughter because she's becoming too much? I have a 20-year-old daughter with my ex. My ex and I had split custody up until she was 12, when she decided to go live with her mother full time. She was mad at me because at the time I was dating my wife and she hated her. My wife and I got married in 2016.
Go ahead. Sorry. Lower that.
She's a troubled reader.
Oh, wow. That was that. Sorry, boss. Jeez.
Forgot where it was. My wife and I got married in 2016 and had our son in 2017. We moved out of North Carolina the following year, and I now live in Colorado, closer to my wife's family. My daughter still lives in North Carolina. My daughter reached out to me in December and apologized for choosing her mother over me. She was telling me how much she hated her mother. I told her there's no need to apologize and the door is always open. Since then, she's been calling me nearly every day, complaining about how bad her life is with her mother. I have offered to have her move out here, offered to get her a hotel room near my house, offered to get her a hotel near where she lives. She refused. My daughter gets angry at me whenever I spend time with my wife and son. If I post a picture with them on social media, she writes nasty, vulgar comments towards both of them. If I don't answer my phone because I'm busy or stay on the phone with her for hours, she gets angry, tells me off, and then gives me the silent treatment. I sent her money for Christmas and she was mad about that because she wanted to spend time with me, but didn't want to fly out here or me to fly out there. I've tried including my son in a few calls and my daughter hung up. I thought she might want to meet her little brother. Wants nothing to do with him. Last month I went on vacation with my wife and son for 2 weeks. I invited my daughter along and she didn't want to go. Then she got mad at me for not including her and accused me of loving my wife and son more than her. My son's 5th birthday was last week. She's trying to get my attention all day by spamming my phone and left me numerous voicemails crying because she wasn't included and told me she wishes she didn't look at me. She wishes she didn't have my last name and she wishes I wasn't her father. She wishes my son was never born. She hates my wife and wishes she was dead. She wishes that I would care about her and stop caring about my wife and son. That sounds like a fucking Dr. Seuss
She's
novel.
too much.
Just for the record, we're not even done with this, and Sam's like, I've disowned this bitch a long time ago.
She's too much.
Alright, I do care about my daughter. However, I can't spend multiple hours every single day talking to her on the phone and neglect other responsibilities. I've tried setting up a call schedule with her, such as we can talk from 9 p.m. to 11 once or twice a week after my son goes to bed. And on Sundays we can talk from 2 to 4. She got angry with the idea and says it's not fair that my wife and son get to spend time with me and all she gets is phone calls. She said if I really loved her then I would talk to her every day and there wouldn't be a time limit on phone calls. Again, I've tried to set her up coming out here and going out there and she's against the idea. I feel like nothing I do is good enough. She's the asshole.
So,
She's being manipulative.
yeah, this is those moments where he's claiming, and I'm going to take it for he's claiming he does everything.
Mm-hmm.
If it's true that what he's doing, she just wants him for herself
Yeah.
and only herself.
Mm-hmm.
And that it sounds like if he does A, it's wrong. If he does B, it's wrong. If it does C, it's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's no compassion on the other side.
Right.
So, I don't know, how old did they say she was again?
20.
Okay. For me, I dealt with something like this, and he was 13, actually, and then he became 15, and then he was like, "I don't want to see you," and I said, "Fine." So I let him go because he said he didn't want to see me anymore, and I haven't seen him since. Now I don't know. Nobody knows that because he's the one who told me in private. And he only said the only reason why he comes because his mom. So I said, well, then don't come. You're old enough. If you know you don't like me, and you don't want to be around, then don't be here. Which is easier said than done. But she's 20 and she's not 3.
And the whole like the beginning where what did it say? Say something because I had to read
I was
it.
hoping it was gonna be like, I'm too much, but it was
Yeah.
like, no, bitch, you're too much.
Yeah, it was too much. It's and she's 20. I mean
You're
maybe
20?
I can maybe understood this if this was a 4-year-old, 5-year-old, 7-year-old. It's once. I'm sorry because in Rhode Island, I know everyone's from different areas, but in Rhode Island, you can decide where you want to be at 13. So if you are capable to know what you want in your life at 13, at 20,
Wow.
you're
That was too much, Jasmine.
at 20, you should clearly know, like he's not yours. He's not
Right.
this thing that you can put in your pocket.
Right.
He's moved on with his life, and you should be happy that he's moved on. Now, you don't like her? Okay. Just be like, okay, I'm just talking. I can't be around your new wife. I hate her. And what did the kid do to her?
She's
it's
literally just being dramatic. Like, it's.
She's being
She's just
selfish.
being a little- yeah,
She's just being
being a little
really
bitch for no
selfish.
And the
reason.
part where she chose to go live with mom for full time.
Right.
And now
Yeah, so now all of a
there's probably
sudden,
a fight
because,
that happened.
yeah.
She doesn't like her rules. Whatever.
Right.
Now she wants to run.
Yeah.
To
But she's 20, so if she
Right.
doesn't like her mom's rules, move out. You're 20. You're an adult. Stop living in the basement. Go. Listen, I didn't like my parents' rules. My parents and I sat down. I said, I wanted to go out this. And my parents says, listen, you're old enough to do these things, but you live in our house. You can't be coming home at 3 o'clock in the morning because I was going to 18 and over clubs and doing, living life. And they're like, hey, you just can't be coming home at this hour in the morning. And I was like, okay, it's time to move out. My parents were like, it's time for you to move out. So for the next 2 years, and even the cat's like,
She's so loud. Oh.
it was time for both of us. Like we all,
Yeah.
we got it.
Yeah.
And then I spent the next 2 years playing like, okay, I'm leaving this house. I'm getting out of here.
Yeah.
You're 20. Get the hell out. That sounds really selfish, and I don't know. Maybe it's because it was simple for me. I just did that black and white thing. It was like, you're here, you love me, you want to be part of this family, you want to be part of this, and for me, he was like, no, I don't, and I'm like, then don't be here.
tap her or something.
Aw, I don't want to tap her. She's. But for me, I don't talk about it too much, but
Yeah.
it's
Well,
I don't know. It's not. It's like, it should be really hard, and it is hard, but it's a decision I had to make because actually it wasn't my decision. Maybe that's why it's not as hard as it should be because it was his decision.
Right.
And I said, if you ever need me, I want to talk, you have my number, and it's never call. So it's not like it's
Right.
he can call anytime.
Yeah.
He's I believe he's 18. He's 19. He's gonna be 19. He's 19 already. Or 19 in April.
That's crazy.
So It is what it is.
Right.
But that's why I, as that father, I'd be like, listen, this is how it is. I love you, but this is my life. You don't approve of it. That is your problem, not mine. Why do we all have to get like this thing? We don't all have to get along. We don't have to all love and
Right.
hug each other. There's times that there's people in my life that I've met and I can't stand. And it's like, hey,
It's me every Thursday.
bitch. No. No, but there are people, and then it's like, well, you have to love them. No, I don't have to. I don't have to. You just live on
Yeah.
your side of the world. I live on mine.
Right.
I'm sure there's people that you don't like, Sam. I'm sure there's a long list.
The list is long, and it keeps getting longer.
I think my name's on it.
Am I the asshole for punishing my son for how he reacted to my pregnancy announcement? I, female 36, divorced my ex-husband 6 years ago. We have a 16-year-old son together, Jamie. I remarried to my current husband and now have a 10-year-old stepson, Nick. Jamie and Nick are close and get along most of the time as well. Nick depends on Jamie in a lot of things, like helping him do homework, fix and organize his toys, cleaning his room, etc. Things have been going great until Jamie started seeing this girl who kept claiming that my husband and I are parent-fying.
They're what?
I don't know what that means. Parent-fying. Parentifying?
Parentifying him. Oh my god, like turning him into a parent?
Yeah, like, because he keeps leaving the little kid.
Oh.
Yeah, like,
Okay.
yeah.
Him by having him do things for Nick and seemed to be filling his head with nonsense about us, taking from Jamie his time. What does that mean?
Like taking his time, like giving him the 10-year-old kid instead of
time
like letting
than
him
her.
do what he
It
wants
just
to do.
didn't make sense.
Right, I know. It did.
We
Not
can never
letting
tell.
him have other kids his age. Live like other kids his age. My husband had a stern talk to her, which caused Jamie to get in a fight with him. Things have been bad since then. Recently, I found out I'm pregnant. We wanted to wait to tell my family, till my family were together, so that we can make the announcement. We did it this past Sunday, and everyone was happy and excited for us, except for Jamie, who remained quiet for a few minutes, then loudly asked, "So am I going to be expected to take care of this one as well?" My husband and I were shocked. We didn't know what to do. My husband stormed out and started arguing with Jamie, asking him why he said that. He said that because it was the truth. He feels as if he has some type of responsibility towards Nick because of the things he has to do for him, and felt that he'll do the same with his half sibling. I told him that this is his girlfriend spouting nonsense and brainwashing him because we would expect nothing from him, and was wrong to say that we did. I had punished him for ruining the announcement and making a scene and making my husband upset. I thought that it wasn't fair that he had to get punished for stating an opinion. He blamed my husband for filling my head too, but my husband is innocent in this, except he knew that the girl is being rude and intrusive.
I mean, it kind of sounds like everything was fine until that girl came in and was like salty.
Well, not even that. Like, I can see Jamie's side, because like he's the older sibling, so like you take care of your younger siblings or whatever, or because in my growing up with us, like my older sister took care of us when my parents went to work, so I can see like how she felt obligated to, or Jamie, son,
Yeah.
felt that he needed to. He shouldn't have said it like in that setting,
Yeah.
but I can see like where he's coming from. If that makes sense. Go ahead.
I think this is a really hard one because I think it's the way you're brought up.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've been in families, not in families, but I've seen families that the older sibling takes care of the younger ones.
Right.
And it's part of life. It's that one did to this one does to this one, and it trickles down. That's been the way since, and I know lots of families that grew up that way, especially if certain part of areas of this country are big into that, or just the way you're brought up. And then I've seen the other way where there are some lazy moms and dads who just dump it on the next kid, and basically go live the life like they're 25,
Yeah.
and they have no responsibility. I feel in this situation, there's not enough said, because it doesn't say that mom and dad leaves him. He just says he has things that he has to do.
Well, to
Help
me-
clean his room, I believe was one of them. Help him pick up his toys.
Yeah. And help 'em
That
with homework.
Really? That homework? That's responsibility? How about cooking dinner, feeding him, waking up in the morning, putting him on the bus, giving him a bath? That's what parents
Well,
do.
to me, it kind of sounded like he didn't really mind it until that girl came in.
Well, it's not minding here. We're talking about what would you consider is, like, for instance, we just talk about Ashley. We just talked about your older sister. Did she wake up in the morning? Did she dress you guys? Did she make you guys lunches? I'm not being a smarty. I'm being serious. Did she wait for you to get home because she was the first one off the bus because she was in high school? I'm just throwing that out. Did she give you guys baths and put pajamas on you and put you to bed?
She fed us. She picked us up.
What
from the
fed
bus
us like what, dinner or every meal?
like in the summer, it was like once we could cook on our own, we kind of did that. But like she would cook us breakfast and lunch and stuff like that.
Okay.
She would pick us up from the bus stop sometimes.
Sometimes,
Well, if my parents weren't home.
if your parents went home.
Right.
Here's the thing. That's not being. Sometimes being parents on home doesn't make you a parent. It might make her a co-parent or a, hey, you gotta help us here because we're doing this and we do this for you. So you gotta help with this because you have two younger sisters.
Mm-hmm.
That's different. I know of kids who are 13, 12, 14, 15 that have to wake up and get their young brothers or sisters up, get them dressed for school, get them on the bus while mom or dad stays in bed. I know people that have done that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that is being a parent. You having 2 jobs or 3 jobs doesn't make you a parent.
Mm-hmm.
Like, taking a kid off the bus, come on now.
Yeah.
Is that really... Do you consider you're a parent because you're taking a kid off the bus?
No.
No. But, I mean, what is it, twice a week, once a week, 3 times a week? You know, that still doesn't make you a parent. Now, if it's constantly putting you on the bus, taking you off the bus, giving you a bath, doing all the things, and your parents are, like, around to be just to kind of, good job, Ashley, and walk by, that maybe that'd be like, okay, that's a little bit much there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not... when he talks about in the beginning, name the things that he had to do. Please. Okay, now.
Helping him do homework, fix and organize his toys, cleaning his room.
Okay. Cleaning his room for a little kid is what? Like you're going basically throwing everything into a giant box because it's just basically pretty much, right? Because it's not like it's, I mean, like if it's Thomas toys, you're throwing, it's Cars toys, you're throwing them in, right? Organizing his toys, really? Do you think every parent organizes their kids' toys? I mean, I'm sure that some do. I'm not trying to knock that. But I mean, if you're like, hey, can you help your brother put away his stuff? Is that really doing a parent job? And I agree with you I think this girl came in and made A and B sound like he did everything for this kid.
It sounds like she just wants more time with him.
Yes, and it sounds like she just wanted to cause trouble. Now, there is something that I disagree
Bitches
with.
be crazy.
Yeah, some dudes are crazy too. The only thing I disagreed with, really hardcore, was that as a father figure, I would never have gone to my son's girlfriend and tell her how it was.
Yeah, that's a little.
I would have gone to my son or my daughter, if it was the flip-flop, and been like, listen, you need to... If she's going to act this way, she's not going to
control your hoe.
I don't think that would be the words out of my mouth.
I wonder if the girlfriend is a only child too, so she probably doesn't understand like.
Maybe that. Maybe she just doesn't. Maybe she has She wanted. Listen, I find men from the first one we did and women. It's always about power. Mm-hmm. It's always about power. Who has the most power? And it shouldn't be a one direction, but yet we all fight with it.
Yeah.
Unless you're Sam and Joey. Sam has all the power.
Well, I like to think I do, but
Poor Joey.
trust me, he's making out like a goddamn bandit.
I know.
He's doing all right.
Was 24 hours in playing a video game? He's doing all right. Trust
Yeah,
me.
he's doing
all right.
fine.
He's doing fine. But I think at the big scheme of it all is what's written, and I want written. He's not parenting. He's barely doing it. If he thinks that's parenting, God help him when he becomes a parent. Now, if he wrote, I have to change diapers, that's a good one. That's no kid should be changing somebody else's diaper 24/7. 24/7. Now, if he'd be like, "Hey, do me a solid. Can you change your brother? I don't have to."
LOL, you want to try it?
Yeah. Like that's one thing. But he's not. Well, what's said, he's not parenting.
Yeah.
I still see because he's 16-year-old. He's a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
So I still see him he doesn't want to help or whatever. But
I just don't. I
I
don't
feel
even
like he's gonna
understand.
have more responsibilities with this.
Like I know your parents, and your parents were very big into your lives, especially when when you guys all got into especially when you guys got to that middle school. I mean, you did when you were little, because I remember when you guys were little. But I remember they were always trying to make things like bands and doing things, and your dad building giant floats and stuff and doing all those things for you guys because you were in the band. It's hard to sit there and say Ashley was just your parent 100%.
No,
No,
I'm not saying.
no, I know you
Yeah,
weren't, but she was just helping out.
Yeah.
She was just helping out.
Oh, let me take my pillows.
Honey, those things are strapped in. They're not.
You always gotta keep one behind the back. You know what I'm saying? Take notes. Take notes.
Let's talk about Wonder Bra.
Weird mood today.
I believe it's called rare form.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, what do I get myself into?
Anyway,
Moving along.
Am I the asshole if I don't want to pay my girlfriend for cleaning the house?
if you're watching this, yes, yes.
You know what I say? Clean your damn own house, or pork out the dollars. I'll tell you right now. Somebody came to my house, said, "I'll say $20 to clean your house, $30." I'd be like, I'm thinking about it. I don't care if you're my girlfriend or not. Be like, yeah, okay, I'm thinking about it. Even though I don't know how he's gonna fit into the French maid though. Outfit.
Me and my girlfriend live together and have been very busy. I work full time from home in an office. She works part-time from home and studies for a big exam. She wants to become a lawyer. In the last months, we were so busy we could never properly clean the house. Besides,
this one.
Huh?
I'm gonna have fun with this one.
Oh yeah. She's ready. I can feel it. She's like, "Wow."
she's like, bitch.
she's like, read faster. I'm ready.
You read it.
They went outside. Okay, I'm ready.
We could not properly clean the house besides the ordinary housework, doing dishes, vacuuming. We split 50-50. So we talked about it and decided to hire a cleaning lady for 3 hours a week. I insisted on paying her with my income, and considering I earn more than my girlfriend, who only has a side job. So the cleaning lady started to come once a week. And
this is taking a turn.
It's a side thing, isn't it?
Wow.
The side job.
we found out she was not very good. She leaves many spots dirty in general. We prefer our way of cleaning the house. But, something is better than nothing. And we couldn't find anyone better, so that's okay. After a month or so, my girlfriend came to me with an idea. She told me that we can fire the cleaning lady and my girlfriend can find 3 hours a week for cleaning the house. She proceeded to tell me I can pay her instead of the cleaning lady, so she'll have
Let's
another...
turn again. Wow, roller coaster.
We just did a big giant
Yeah.
U-turn.
Wow.
We're off road in here.
Yeah, seriously.
She proceeded to tell me I can pay her instead of the cleaning lady, so she'll have another little income. I laughed and she said we hired a cleaning lady because we didn't have the time. If we did, we wouldn't hire anyone. She said that the cleaning lady isn't good as good as we are, so money would be better spent on her. I told her that I don't like the idea of paying my girlfriend for doing the housework that I, if I had time, would clean the house by myself.
Oh, what a
Obviously
man.
for free. I think that if you live in a house you know to keep it clean, no one's going to pay you. We have a big fight and still don't talk to each other. Am I the asshole?
Nah.
No, man.
Yeah, that was.
No,
what a
because
turn.
if
She
you're both
wasn't
living in the
expecting
same house,
money in the first place. Like, you know what I mean? Like before they had hired a cleaning lady.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. See,
Okay.
here's my thing. If she wasn't living there, I maybe would. You
Right.
would have got me.
Yeah,
on this
maybe.
one. Yeah, because I would have been like, well,
Not her responsibility.
yeah, like not like if you like for instance, if Joey lived by himself and you were over there and like this house is a mess, and she's like, oh well, I hired a lady and this is what I'd be like. How about you pay me and I'll just clean your house?
Yeah,
that's one
that's-
thing.
yeah.
But if you're both living in the same house, that means 50% of that mess is yours.
Wow. Yeah, interesting. This came up tonight.
That's at least, if not more.
I
If
think
that's,
I have a heyday with this one.
Yeah, but it took so many turns.
I know.
I was ready.
She had a hay week.
It's hard for me to think that you're gonna like complain about something when you're the one taking the shower, you're the one using the toilet, you're the one who's throwing clothes
somebody
on the
paid me to
floor.
clean my house.
Like, yeah, I know. Like, I'll tell you, someone paid me to clean my house. I'd be like, my house would be spick and span. I'd be like, now give me the moolah. Like,
Right.
but it doesn't work that way.
need toy money.
Yeah. Amen, sister. Amen. If anyone would like to donate to the Perry Fund. Yeah.
I just can't get over how crooked that is.
What's
And
crooked?
also, it keeps getting like super light.
Over
like,
here it
washing
keeps going.
it out. Yeah.
I know. But the one thing I just don't get is what kind of. Sorry to say this, lady. What kind of balls does this lady have to be like, well, you know what? You're paying someone already, so how about you pay me?
Right.
But like,
Yeah,
I
that's
thought
whack.
the best answer for him, like, didn't we hire her because we didn't have time? How does now she have time?
Right.
Or did
Time is
she?
money.
Or did she have time in the first place? She was
didn't.
not making the time.
Right.
But now this
Well, 'cause
money.
she said she would find the time.
Well,
So
she
now
couldn't.
you're finding the time.
Right,
No,
but
all
she
of a
couldn't.
sudden,
Right.
Yeah, and that's shady. That's
get a couple
shady.
bucks involved, and here we are.
Yeah, but like they're living together already.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's stupid.
Isn't her money his money kind of deal? Even though I know that they probably have separate bank accounts, but when you like even you you guys live together.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these two are married, so that's different, Kelsey and you. But you aren't married, correct? I mean, I know you're engaged because I was there when Joey came down. But before then, did you ever think like he has his money, you have your money, but don't you have your money too? Like your money, your two like bills get paid out of your money or no?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of also like just had this conversation.
Oh no, I'm sorry. If it's too personal,
No, like we
no.
just had
It's a
this,
little too raw.
Is that too raw?
A little salt in the
no,
wound.
like, we just had this conversation, and I don't enjoy taking money from him. Like if I'm
Right.
if I'm down bad, he'll like loan me the money, but I don't like it. Like I always pay him back. I just don't. I don't
Okay.
know. So I don't understand how she's like, I'm cleaning, give me money.
Well, not all women are like you, unfortunately. There are women out there looking
I mean,
for
if I
any
find
free.
a quarter in your pocket when I'm doing the laundry, that's mine, bucko, but hey! That's the price you
The
pay!
money belongs to the laundry person.
Yeah, that's the price you pay.
Yeah, but it's a like I don't know, being in a relationship, like for instance, Shannon and I feel like a lot of even though she doesn't live with me, there are a lot of things that is 50-50. Like she'll Friday pick up dinner for us.
Yeah.
When I pick her up, right? She'll say, "Oh, let's get something good to eat," and then I don't sit there and say, "Well, I pay for the direct TV, the house, the heating, the
Right.
where we're
Yeah.
staying for the like." I would never say that. It's kind of just like
She's watching right now, like, oh, do you now?
no, she knows because like she says, it's like we're a team, and it's funny because we were just talking about how much she loves me, and you can tell from her coming on the weekends of like certain things that we do, and it's just one of those things it's a two-way street all the time, and if it becomes a one-way street, which this lady's making it, saying, why don't you pay me to do something that it's not her job. He's right, it's both of their jobs. But why does he needs to pay her to do like
Right.
shouldn't it already be like, hey, you know what, now I was waiting for you to say the big turn I was waiting for is I'll quit my job to clean. Then maybe
Right.
I would be like, okay, well, if you're quitting your job you're not making the money, and I'm paying someone already, then maybe
it's different.
would you have a different attitude with that? Like, because you're getting paid for something that you're paying someone, but you quit your job.
Right.
So now you should have plenty of time to clean the house exactly the way you want it.
Yeah.
Even though that's still weird to me.
I would quit my job to clean the house. Not for free. I would do it for free.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. I mean, I don't want to ever put a woman in that, like, oh, you have to clean the house. But if it was reversed, it'd be fine with me. If I was the guy and they said, hey, I have this really good job, I pay da-da-da, you quit your little side job and clean the house, and I'll pay you what you're basically your side job.
But even then, like, it's like...
It's still weird, but
Right,
you're quitting your job for it.
You're literally getting to live here for free because you're not making any money. So, like, whatever I would pay you is kind of going towards this. You know
Right.
what I
No,
mean?
it's still weird. You're right. But I think if you're sitting down and you're saying, listen, I'm not making this, so I can't pay for A, B, and C. Maybe that'd be something different too. Maybe be like, hey, I don't get paid, but I can't pay for these bills anymore.
Yeah.
That might be, I think that'd be probably more realistic, because I think if you sat down, if I sat with either one of you and we were living together, if in a relationship way, and I say, hey, how are we going to do this? And you turn around, like, I can quit my job, it's only a part-time job, and I make this much money, but I can't pay for the phone bill that I pay for or the heating bill anymore, that you're going to have to pick it up, but I'll clean the house for free.
Yeah.
I can see it that way.
Yeah, I can see it that way too.
But just, you're both living there. You're both making
The only thing that I think would be kind of rough is if that was her spending money. Like, that was her spending money.
Yeah.
And it'd be like, if I quit my job, then I lose my spending money. How are we gonna deal with that? Because there'd be no money in your pocket. I mean, that's one of those things I think as a couple you really have to sit down and talk. Not pay me. That just seems really ballsy.
That's a whack.
Right.
Now, if it was for sex, maybe a bit different.
Hey,
Stop! I don't. This one's gonna be like, Joey, are you listening?
I'm out of business.
I don't know if I can read this one.
Go ahead.
Can you read it? You want to popcorn it over?
Yes, I do.
What the fuck?
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, she's excited, damn.
I read the title. I was like, this has to be part of it.
Okay, all right, easy. I know you're gonna make the thing blow up.
Am I the asshole for refusing to let my friends use my owl as a ring bearer for their wedding?
Wait a minute, what?
Their owl, like a bird.
Am I an asshole refusing to let my friends
take it over.
use my owl as a ring bearer
I could have got through that.
in their wedding?
I saw falconry.
I am a falconer, and perform in Valkyrie shows with my owl. Wait a minute. If he does stuff with falcons, how is it with an owl? Okay. There are some debate in my community over owls being used, but it has gained a lot of traction over the years, and I find my owls are easier to manage for me personally than my other birds were. What do you mean other birds? What kind of birds does this guy have? He's Alcatraz.
Like such a nerd.
Thank you. I try. My friends are having. Wait a minute, me or this guy? He's the one who has the bird collection.
Do you have a bird collection you're not telling us about?
I don't have a bird collection.
Hey, we don't need to
I have
know
an
about that.
action. I'm about to give you the bird, you two. My friend's having a Harry Potter themed wedding and is begging me to
Makes a little sense.
to have me work with one of my owls to have a ring flown down the aisle to bring them. Oh my God, you guys are wrecks.
This is going into TikTok.
Oh my god, okay.
Okay, we're breathing?
Okay, we're breathing.
To bring them how well trained they are and how it will really sell the moment. Oh my
What
gosh.
moment?
I can picture this guy as Harry Potter saying the
You're that
line
much of a Harry
and then
Potter
like
stan?
Stan?
Stan.
Okay.
Okay, we can go over that later, I guess.
Now in this theory, this could be done after all 9 times out of 10 they'll do it exactly as I want them. Just that one time I'm worried about I don't exactly want them to take that risk with wedding bands. Okay, so we're basically these owls can do it like 9 out of 10 times. They're not trained.
Listen, you
And
can
she's
rationalize this any way
and
you want,
she's
it's
like-
not working.
I explained my concern to my friend and said it wasn't a risk I'd advise to them to take. I offered them an alternative. I offered as an alternative me coming down the aisle with all my owls and and helping them and the guests and
He's guy with his owls on a leash.
This
They're
whole
all
body
like,
is just like
He's like,
okay, and all their guests can take pictures with them and maybe even do a brief little fly show as a gift to them. My friend was upset with me, saying she has seen how well trained they were, and as she was confident they wouldn't mess up, and how it would be such a huge thing for the wedding. It's their risk to take, I guess, but I'm just not entirely comfortable with this. So am I the asshole for saying no? And should I have just agreed and stressed that if it fucks up, happens,
wow,
it's
so
not
many
on
readers
me.
here.
So I'm gonna go with.
I don't even
They're
know
not
if you
the
got
asshole.
everything because you guys are laughing so hard. All right.
I think they're all fucking whacked out. But hey, that's just
You're
me.
in tears. You got
Crying.
tears coming
I'm
over. You.
crying.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think they're the asshole. I think that they're just trying to make it so that their special day doesn't go wrong, and
He's
then
trying to hog his owls.
they don't. This person doesn't want to be the reason why their wedding didn't go the right way.
Yeah.
And he's offered, or they've
Him.
offered to do.
Offered.
I got stuck on that too.
Offered.
He offered to do something else, still adding the whole owl aspect.
Okay.
A lot of owls.
Okay. I'm just going to be straight out. Seriously. Has everyone watched the commercial with the guy with the cats when the rings are up on the thing? He's like, "Come here, Fluffy," and it's a cat. It has
I
the.
think we watched commercials.
Yeah, I was like, wow.
Okay.
Wow, what year are you from?
All right.
The Super Bowl.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. I agree with the guy. I don't think I would want, and I think as a husband, because it was a she that was friends, I'd be like, honey, the last thing we need is our rings to be flown away or dropped.
Yeah, what if
and-
he's a kleptomaniac? You don't know. But
who knows?
maybe he's gonna train you.
Yeah. But for me, yeah, I think this is a little wife Godzilla there. What is it?
Bridezilla.
Bridezilla. Yeah, because this is a little bit. They're saying it doesn't work. So if it doesn't work, and I think I would gone with the one coming down, like walking down. See, I would have been like, okay, can we have the white one on your arm, and can you walk it down, and then maybe
They have the rings in your
hand
or something.
and then or have it tied to his foot where
And can you dress like Harry Potter?
or something in that manner.
Husband, come on.
The husband was dressed up like it.
The husband is Harry Potter.
Yikes.
He married to Ginny.
I love Jenny. From my opinion, I just think he's the expert, which I don't understand how it's falconry is with falcons and it's owls
Falcon.
because he's a falconer.
Must be a broad term. What kind
Um,
of bird's an owl?
Just bird talk, you know.
Just wondering.
Welcome to Bird Talk.
Goofy Geek podcast on Bird Talk.
Can you make any bird noises?
Caca, caca.
Can you?
Usually middle-aged white men can do it. I'm just saying.
I don't want to hear your bird.
Yikes.
How many licks does it take to
I
take
think
it?
Joey can make bird noises.
Is he a middle-aged white guy?
He's almost
Excuse
there.
me?
Is he a middle-aged white guy?
Almost.
Almost.
He's about half qualified.
All right, so is this guy the asshole or is that the guy?
No, the guy's not an
I think
asshole.
everybody's
bride
just
is.
whacked out.
I think the wife. Yeah, the
okay.
wife is.
Isn't it-
Just we know if God help you if you're gonna get married. What are you gonna get married?
Huh?
When you get married, what theme are you
Well,
going
I'm
with?
gonna call this guy for his owl.
Yeah.
For sure.
He's like, do you want the rings to be flown? They're like, no. I just want you to walk down and look like Harry Potter.
Whack.
You want to do one more?
Okay, go ahead.
Do you want to read it this time?
Is it fucking hilarious?
Should I read it? Should I read it again? Oh no, she was in tears.
She's a good reader.
I know, but she's in tears, and I was.
We'll
It's
find
not
out.
funny.
Okay.
I don't think.
Am I
It's fine,
the
is it?
okay?
Sorry.
No interrupting. Am I the asshole if I exclude our foster children in our family vacation? I'm probably the asshole. I feel like one. My husband disagrees, so here we go. I, 29, am a stay-at-home mom with 2 big kids, 11 female, 9 male, and we take in foster children, as many as 3 at a time. My husband works full-time, and I sell my art online as well. We have a decent income. We are not rich by any means, but we have a healthy amount of savings and investments. We own our own home because I inherited it from my parents. The house has 6 bedrooms, 4 baths, and a finished basement. This is how we can take in so many foster
I'd
children.
hate to clean that.
I'm getting paid for that house.
You should better call the last lady. I don't know.
I'm double priced for that one.
We had some long-term placements be reunited with their families in the last year. I was thrilled for them, but heartbroken as well. I didn't let it show to the kiddos, and we still have contact with all our fosters. We paused our fostering for 8 months because of the emotional aspect, but we finally feel ready to start again. We took in 2 children last month around the bio kids' ages. They get along great. We have a few behavioral issues, but nothing worrying. It's natural for children to test in a new environment. We treat every child in our house equally. Same access to things, same food, barring allergies and preferences. Same amount of chores, not much, and the same expectations for school progress. I have time and was a former teacher, so I make sure everyone is learning in a way that's best for them. Wow, this lady sounds like a dream.
She's going to heaven.
For sure.
With the owls.
My husband and I planned a Disney trip before we started looking to foster again. It's all paid for and we leave in a month. The bio kids know. The issue is that I'm not allowed, per the social worker, to take the foster children with us. So they would both miss out on a once-in-a-lifetime vacation, and while we are gone, they'd be moved to a group or a respite home? Respite? Let's go respite.
Respite.
Until we are back. A huge disruption in their routine and their peace. I say we cancel our trip until they are reunited with their family or placed in a better program for them. My husband says that's not fair to our bio kids to miss a vacation, and it's okay for them to have just us as a family. While I agree that it's important to make our bio kids feel special and connected to us, my heart is broken for our foster children who otherwise would not have this opportunity. Still coming down from that laughing.
From the owl.
Yo, seriously. My kids have been to Disney twice and go on vacations all the time. I'm not sure what the right answer to this is. Would I be the asshole if I canceled our family vacation because our foster children can't come? Or would I be the asshole if we went and left our foster children behind? There's an edit. Do you want the
This one's a
edit?
really hard one.
Do you
for me.
want the edit now or later?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Edit. We normally wouldn't take foster kids in while having a planned vacation. This placement was supposed to be short term, but we ended up keeping them longer. Reunification isn't possible at this time. Also, we cannot take foster children across state lines without court/parent permissions. Parents have said no.
Okay. Wow. I'm glad you read that last piece because that really changed it for me.
No?
No, no, because I right away was like, if I went on if I have the vacation, I'd be like, no kids can come. Like, my doors would be locked.
Yeah.
Be like, I'm sorry, I can't do it, because I would know all these rules already.
Yeah.
Because clearly she does.
Right.
But then being told, like, I get they have a big heart, and I give them 1,000. They're going to heaven. I swear to God, these people are the good ones, if that makes sense. But at the end of the day, they had to come up with a decision that they decided to take in the kids short term, who didn't become short term, which I think my attitude would be, and to my husband at the time, was we can't take any kids until we get back from our vacation. Doors have to be locked. Like, anytime they say, hey, can you? I have to say no. It's going to eat me alive. But see, that would have stopped the eating me alive, sending them someplace else. I mean, they're going to be going to a shelter or
Halfway house.
wherever. You know, like a place that you don't want. So I think she's in right now, what she's done, she's in a lose-lose situation. Whatever she decides, she's crappy. So you have to just take with whatever you get. Is she the asshole? I guess yes, because she wasn't strong enough saying no when they came knocking and saying, oh, it's only short term.
Right. Because with fostering, you never know, like, really how long it's going to be.
Right.
Even if they say, like, oh, it's just for the night, it's just for this, it's just for that. Like, it's... if they're not safe going to their next house or be reunited, then it's going to take longer. Like, you never know.
Yeah,
So you kind of run
I
that
hate
risk
to,
no matter what.
I hate calling her the asshole, because I don't think she's an asshole.
No, I don't think she's an
in
asshole.
this
I just think she's
situation-
just...
I just think she's in a rock and a hard place, and there's no winning. The only thing that could have saved this is by saying, we can't take any more. Oh, can we take? No, I can't. Why? Because I can't. I can't take any more. Because clearly, because the last part of the edit was the rules is that, you can't take them across state lines.
Right.
So they
Without
already, without permission, which all the parents had said no. That was the last thing you read. So already my attitude would have been like, let's not even mess with that. Because if they say no, then all these kids are going to have to be replaced anyway. So just say no, so they go to those other places in the first place.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, their short-term thing, it just screwed over the 2 kids, 3 kids that came into the household. And I agree with the husband. It's not the kids' fault. And she can't do anything with the foster care. So it's not like she's like, oh, it's not like we can sit here and say, oh, the foster kids could have gone. You just didn't want to pay for them.
Right.
It was that they can't go anyway, no matter what she does.
Right.
Because the parents
Said no.
already said no anyway. So it didn't matter.
Yeah.
So again, I feel like she's in that rock and hard place because of where she's actually, believe it or not, she's the asshole no matter what you do. Because it's welcome.
Because she took those kids in.
It's almost like being a guy. You're an asshole because you fight for your kid. You're an asshole because you don't see your kid. You don't like it's the way you look at it. You can look at it any which way. You can look at it and go, well, it's her mom. It's their parent. They planned it for months. It's not their fault. It was supposed to be short term.
Right.
And then you can look at the other way and be like, just push these kids away. These poor kids. It's the way you spin it.
Well, here's the thing, too, is, like, they don't have to cancel it. They can just move it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, as soon as these kids are no longer at their house, they're not fostering these kids anymore, they can say no to the next
It
people.
depends if they can move it, because you don't know their
They're going to
jobs.
Disney.
Yeah, but you don't
Oh,
know
right.
their jobs.
Well,
This
then they
might
can-
be the only, because I know I have a job that this is the time I can take off time, is during these months, and that's it. And I can't take off time anyplace else, because this is the slowest time, and that's when I can take off the time. I'm just,
But they could still do it that time next year.
they could.
know?
They could.
So it's not like they have to cancel it completely. They can just move it
if it works. If it
it
works.
works.
But just say it doesn't, just for this
Because
sake.
now, what if they have these kids for the next couple of years? So
Well,
either
no.
way,
You're
you have to
screwed.
cancel it.
You're
Yeah.
screwed. You're better off just like making a decision. Cancel it, or send the kid someplace else and be like, this is not your fault. This is not my fault. This is just the fault. It's just the way it fell. So I think this is a real good one, because it ended with I don't think it's asshole. I think it's just the situation.
A
I think
hard
it's
spot.
like, you're not going to win. You fight for them, and why are you making the mom look bad? You do this and it makes that. Like, it's one of those, it depends on what angle you look.
Yeah.
And then if you're a Harry Potter fan to Sam, you're always losing.
Fan.
Do not be a Harry Potter fan around Sam.
I've seen one movie. That was enough. That was enough for me.
Are you a geek though? I mean, you're not really. No, you don't seem that way. You
She's
seem
a
to
Jersey
be.
Shore geek.
Oh, she's the Snooki.
Kind of. Where's the beach?
Oh, that's not what I was thinking. Okay. All right. I'd like to thank Sam for joining us for another podcast. I always like these with you. You always seem to bring something I'm not prepared for.
Right.
We'll talk about owls
My
next time.
life's
You're in.
mission.
Read up on your owls.
I never thought owls and falconry would be that funny to these two. But these two had the giggles
It's
the whole time.
just so funny that they.
He was just so dead ass about it.
Right.
He was just so serious.
Believe it or not, I had a friend on Facebook that was that lived in Scotland who raised owls and did all that, and it was like, well, that's odd. And then I read that, I'm like, how many people have that in the back of their houses? Like, all right. So on the Goofy Geek, we're on Thursdays at 7:00, and then we're on YouTube on Tuesdays.
Make sure you like, comment,
Whoop.
comment, subscribe, hit that bell.
Wow.
I'd like to thank the Goofy Geek for sponsoring us. And Boutique, I have the Goofy Geek Boutique. I forgot the boutique part. Too many Goofy Geeks. Podcast, Boutique. The boss is like getting mad at me now.
Oh.
And make sure you look for us on YouTube. You can see all the other ones we've done. Oh, you have to go see the Family Feud. That was a disaster.
Oh my god.
That was just funny. And if at least I found it funny. Go watch it. You won't.
Let us know how you guys did too.
And we'll see you guys next time. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.